Good morning, everybody, and happy spring. I took this photo yesterday and wanted to share it with you because we are just in full bloom here. But what I promised was a dive into how is the sausage made with the buying down of the interest rates. I've talked about that on my last couple hot tips videos and wanted to take a minute to actually dive in and show you how these calculators work. Buyers I talk to that have heard about it, but it does take a minute to absorb. And once you get it, it can be a really powerful tool to get your mortgage payment more into the affordable range, with home prices around in Boulder still staying pretty strong. So here we go. Okay, so this is a buy down calculator that I really like. I'm not affiliated with this bank, so I can't recommend them or talk too much about them, but they have this great link that I'll share with you at the end of this YouTube for. Now, there are many factors, by the way, that affect your interest rate. It is not an off-the-shelf product. Your FICO, that's your credit score. The higher that is, the better the lender sees you in the eyes of their risk management. And so you will be rewarded for that. The more money you put down on your purchase, you will be rewarded for that. There are typically 30-year mortgages, but also 15-year mortgages and 10-year mortgages. So you can calculate which one works for you with this calculator. And so the best advice at this point, I'll just say, is work with a really good lender, an experienced lender that has access to a lot of different products. So in any event, I'm going to use an example here to show you how this works. We type into this field here the interest rates. So I'm just typing in 7% because that's about where we're at the date of this recording. And by the way, you do have to lock in an interest rate. So just because a lender quoted you a rate at a certain time in the past does not mean it's guaranteed until you actually lock in your rate. So then the next field to fill out is the terms. We talked about 10, 15, 30-year terms, years. That's what people usually pick. And then the loan amount, my example is a $500,000 loan. If you were purchasing a $600,000 home, then that would be just under 20%. So what the 3-2-1 buy down example means is that for years 1, 2, and 3, you are getting a lower interest rate. In year 1, you are getting 3% off. In year 2, you're getting 2% off. And in year 3, you're getting 1% off. So that's where the 3-2-1 comes from. So now we'll do some calculations. Okay, so we have all our terms in the calculator. We hit the submit button and the data down below now updates from a previous calculation. The drop down at the top there, you'll see the 3-2-1 is what we're going to be focused on, but there's also other options for you to play around with on your own. And so the red is the payment that you would be making without any buy down. And so we're looking at a pretty significant savings there with a buy down. You can see it's almost $1,000 a month in year 1 with the 4% interest rate, and then a little bit less savings as the years progress because that's the nature of this 3-2-1 buy down. Look at that savings, not bad. So how do we get the seller to pay for that? So what we're looking at down in the far right corner, circled, is about $23,000 in buy down costs. And for a property that might be sitting for a while or a property that's overpriced, the strategy might be to give the seller full price but ask for a $23,000, maybe $25,000 concession at closing, which would be paid to the lender at closing, and then you benefit for those following 3 years. Check with your lender, or I'll check if you call me, but the potential is there that if you refinance in those first 3 years, that any remaining unused buy down cost is refunded to you, but we'll check that with the lender when you contact me. All right, folks. Well, thank you again for listening in. I really am passionate about creative financing, getting people into homes in this somewhat difficult environment for buyers, but give me a call and I'd be happy to help you and show you this live. It's a great tool for us. Thanks, everybody.